Hey guys, and welcome back. Gonna do a little something different today. Got here the 2007 Walmart Land Adventurer, and this is the one I picked up back in the day. It was real exciting when they came out. I didn't even know they were coming out. I just found them in Walmart one day. But in any event, I've got two of these guys. One of them is sealed, and this is the one that I've had open since I bought him, and he never came with really good flocking, and it's kind of sparse as you could see. So I think it's time for a reflock. I did find out about a year ago that they even offered replacement heads because the flocking jobs were so terrible back in the day on these Walmart Joes. They are really cool Joes. I do like them quite a bit and cannot complain at the original retail price of $9.96, which is awesome, just so amazing. But anyway, this guy's kind of due for it, a reflock. I want to kind of freshen him up, give him a really nice flock job, and that's what we're gonna do. Alright, so like I said, gonna go ahead and reflock this guy. Just gonna kind of show you in another light the flocking that's currently there. Just kind of rough looking. And what they did with these 2007 guys was they painted underneath where the flock went, which, you know, actually helps when your flocking is just kind of terrible. Not that I'm a master at it or anything like that. This was just production costs. These guys again were only $10, so can't complain. But do want to freshen this guy up a bit. You know, typically I like to leave my stuff stock if it is at all possible. And it is possible with this guy, but I do have one more of these guys that I picked up back in the day. So, being that I have two, I figure I'll go ahead and just freshen this guy up because it just doesn't look really very good. So, let's go ahead and do that. So, with the 2007 guys, removing their head off the neck peg is extremely difficult. Done it once before, and it's not like the vintage guys where you could just pop it off with really not much effort at all. This is a double ridge inside. So there's one here, and then there's another one that's even wider up here. So I'm not doing that. I'm going to show you how to do it if you're going to redo one of your Walmart Joes. This is an easier way. It's just the way that I do it. And for that, I'm going to actually remove the head and the neck post together. And what you do is just pull up. Alright, so pull up. These ones are a little bit more difficult because they got this extra loop at the end to pop the head off with. So pull that up, just take it off with the neck peg. And then gonna deflock them, which is an alcohol dunk. And these guys this should come off pretty easily. And we'll take a look at that. And then we'll pick a flock to do, and I'll show you how I create the electric charge for this, getting it in without removing the neck peg. For the flocking is what I'm referring to. Okay, I'm back literally about 5 minutes later. One dunk in the alcohol with this. I left it sit for just a couple of minutes, and I went to check with a toothbrush to start taking it off, and it just fluffed right off. no problem. Wish all deflocking was that easy, because the vintage guys take usually about a day. But a couple of minutes, and it came right off beautifully. So as you can see, this guy has black painted hair. So I'm going to go with a really, really dark brown. I'm not going to do black. I did do that for my brother's. He had his reflock by me in all black. It turned out great. But I'm going to do this guy in a very, very dark brown to kind of keep with the idea of the land adventure. And we'll see how that turns out. Okay, so I use a scissor to just fit into the slot of the head. That's what's going to create the electrical charge when I connect the alligator clip with the flocking device to them. So let's make a mix for him. So I'm going to use my already standard Land Adventure brown. I'll start with that. And that's probably more than enough as it is. Now, here's my solid red from Reflock It. I'm going to add some of that because the vintage guys, I know this isn't a vintage, did have a bit of red that would pop up on occasion, so I'm going to pinch some of that in there. But I think we're going to dominate this mix with some black. I'm also going to throw a really small, tiny pinch of green in there. Which I'm sure you're thinking is strange. But let's get some black in there. Like a lot of it. So I want this to be darker. It's just a custom mix I'm putting together for this guy particularly. And that's a nice, dark, rich color. I think I'm going to go a little darker still, actually. It's not really a science. Just mixing as I go. And yeah, I think that's about where I want to be. That looks good. And for those of you wondering, I've said it many times before, but this is the glue I use. It's Gorilla Glue Clear. It gives you about 5 minutes working time. And I bought this bottle about a couple of years ago and it's still going, so you don't need a whole lot of glue for this. Dries clear, and it's also waterproof, so what's great about this, it's really strong, it holds extremely well, but if you mess up, you can dunk it in alcohol for just a few hours and it's going to come right off pretty easily. So really good glue to use for reflocking. Okay, so here it is, reflocked. And I got it in the sunlight here to give you a better look at the color blend. I think it turned out pretty good. Alright, so here he is in just some regular indoor light. What do you think? How did it come out? I did follow the original guidelines for the beard and that, so I didn't try and make it look any different. But the flocking definitely, I think, is a upgrade in my opinion. But you can tell me what you think. Should have I bothered to reflock this guy, or should have I left him alone? That's it. I think it looks better. I think the color looks good. I think it's a nice blend for him. It's a nice dark brown, but a lot of color pop once you really look at it in detail. A lot in the blend. So that's it. That's the 2007 Walmart Land Adventurer Reflocked. Thanks for watching. Until next time, guys.